reports of continuous strikes on heavily populated areas of Ukraine, including between 16th and 17th June, when 440 drones and numerous missiles struck residential buildings and other civilian infrastructure in the capital city of Kyiv. According to a letter addressed to the Council from the Permanent Representative of Ukraine, these attacks on Kyiv and other regions in Ukraine have resulted in numerous civilian deaths and injuries. The intensification of the conflict with the use of long-range missiles and loitering munitions in residential areas has had a devastating impact on civilians and civilian infrastructure. The UN Human Rights Monitoring Mission in Ukraine has reported that at least 183 civilians were killed and 836 injured from Russian attacks in May. And this disturbing trend has continued into this month, with reported launching of over 1,500 long-range weapons into Ukraine since June 6th. Retaliatory attacks by Ukraine have also resulted in civilian deaths and injuries and infrastructural damage in Russia. We urge all parties to prioritize the protection of civilians and civilian infrastructure to prevent further harm and ensure the restoration of essential services for the well-being and stability of the civilian populations. Madam President, today on World Refugee Day, we remember the millions of Ukrainian refugees scattered across Europe and other regions who have lost their homes and livelihoods in this conflict, with millions of people requiring life-saving assistance, including food and clean water. There is an urgent need to resolve this conflict. We urge both parties to actively engage in good faith negotiations. Talks facilitated by the United States, which have resulted in the exchange of prisoners of war, are a positive confidence-building measure that can be built upon. The recent exchanges of POWs, which have also included exchange of remains of soldiers, numbering over 6,000, are a sad reminder of the human cost of this conflict. It is imperative that direct talks between the parties address the possibility of an unconditional ceasefire as the starting point for a just and lasting peace. As dire as the situation seems, we maintain hope that the willingness both parties previously demonstrated will continue and they will engage in dialogue. Sierra Leone remains committed to supporting efforts towards a diplomatic solution to this conflict, noting that there are opportunities for good faith negotiations on a ceasefire at this very juncture. We call for the full respect for Ukraine's sovereignty, unity, and territorial integrity within its internationally recognized borders, and for the legitimate concerns of all parties to be taken into account. In closing, Madam President, we reiterate our call for increased funding support for humanitarian aid responses for civilians caught in this conflict. As this and other conflicts around the world intensify, so do the victims increase, and the need for the life-saving support provided by UN agencies and other humanitarian organizations. Let us honor the bravery of humanitarian workers who work tirelessly for a just and peaceful world, with many paying the ultimate price, and restore the dignity and rights of civilians by agreeing to a peaceful resolution of this conflict. I thank you.
I thank the representative of Sierra Leone for her statement.